All right, I'm here with my client Samantha from Not Now Therapies, and she has been through our client creation program, Fierce Feminine and Free, and she is here to tell us about her experience. So, welcome, Samantha.
Thank you for having me. I love being with you, Julie.
It's a pleasure. I'm excited for you to share your story. So, why don't we start with what do you do and who's it for?
So, I've been a massage therapist for 23 years and worked in physical therapy for 11 years. So, when the COVID happened, I didn't know what to do with myself. So, I started creating online programs that help women improve their mobility and decrease pain symptoms in their body by guiding them to how to be their own massage therapist with foam rollers and balls.
Wow, a way to pivot, right? That's amazing. And I know you also had a country move and things like that. So you basically you took your business online and you were figuring that out, right? So what made you, well, actually, before we go there, let's talk about what was life like before Fierce Feminine and Free? How did that look like in your business? What was going on?
Well, to be honest, I was really frustrated. I had a lot of people telling me a lot of different things. I had done some coaching with a woman that I had known from like when we had dance studios, whatever, and she had gone into business coaching. So I had worked with her and I had developed a new website. So I had people over here telling me what to do. I had people over here telling me what to do. And I felt so lost with all of the things that I was supposed to be doing. And I didn't know how to create clients. Like in my previous coaching experience, the woman told us to just keep showing up. And I was like, and it was very frustrating because I would spend hours creating these little Canva flyers and all of these things and put it on Instagram, like so proud of it, and get like one like and be like, so I felt like I was just like going like this. I was trying so hard. It was almost like swimming against the current. You know what I mean? Like one of those endless swimming pools where I'm swimming and swimming and swimming. But I was going nowhere. I was going nowhere. And like I wasn't clear on my messaging. I just didn't know what I was doing because I was so accustomed to being an in-person person and people just show up and
Right.
do the thing. But online is a different animal. And I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
realize that.
Yeah. And, I'm sure that advice was given with the best of intentions, but just keep showing
Totally.
up. It's like, what does that even mean? And
What does
yeah.
that even mean? Just keep posting. Okay, I'll just keep
Oh,
posting.
gosh, yes, that is some of the worst advice I hear out there is just keep
Mhm.
posting, right? Just
Mhm.
keep showing up, like as though the volume of doing something that isn't working is going to suddenly make it work. So at this point, did you have clients, very few clients? Like, what did that look like? You
I
obviously
had
weren't
very
signing clients.
I had very few clients. So with my programs, I had clients who had come with me from when I had closed my dance studio. So that was kind of, I had a small little nest egg base, you know what I mean? And then I was like trying and trying, but it wasn't enough. And to be honest with you, like I thought I was a complete and total failure. I thought I was never going to make it. Like all the stories I was telling myself that were lies, that saboteur was jumping in and telling me all these lies. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to connect with people. I didn't know what I was doing. And I felt like I was like, people would show interest. I'm like, great, buy my thing. And,
And that
and
doesn't work.
that's not the way it works. It's not the way it works at
Oh,
all.
well, it's such a frustrating place to be in. And it's so sad because I've seen it happen often where people are in that place and then they start telling themselves the stories about what is wrong with them. Nothing's wrong with you. It's just you haven't yet developed these skills of how to create clients. So you came across Fierce Feminine and Free, you decided to jump in. What changed for you?
Well, what changed for me when I decided to join Fierce and Feminine and Free is I had joined your Facebook group because I was like, oh, do business like a woman. A, I like the sound of that. And B, as a female, I was like, over bro marketing and just over like what I was being told, push, go, whatever it was, you know what I mean? And when I joined the group, and we were in conversation for months before, you know, when you invited me to a lot of different things, and I really liked the way you approached me, because you have to know that like I did this Tony Robbins like UPW thing, and then like literally every day I have coaches in my inbox that don't know a thing about me, you know what I mean? And it's like a lot of cold DMing. So when you had contacted me and we started having these amazing conversations, you know, and it went on for a while, and you would, you know, remember the things that I said and like showed an interest, and we had these great conversations. So when you invited me into the program, it was an automatic yes. And from being in that experience on the other side, I was like, I want to learn how to do this. You know what I mean? What you know what I mean? I want to learn how to create relationships with people and really feel out if these, and I remember you saying like you only take small groups of people that you really want to work with. And I was like, I only want the people that I want to work with. I don't want to just take anybody. And so like listening to that, I was like, I want to learn how to do this thing. And that's when I decided to jump into Fierce, Feminine, and Free.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that piece of the story, because so often I hear people saying to me when I share about, you know, our process for creating clients, and they say, oh, I don't like cold DMing. And I say, this isn't cold DMing, right? Because people come into your group, they start interacting, then you reach out and you have a genuine conversation, right? You're interested in the person. You go look at their profile, you make a real connection. And that's exactly what you've just described. And that's what we did. And so from there, you know, you felt seen and heard. It wasn't just another kind of spammy, like, buy my thing. And so it's a really different way of doing things. And that's part of doing business like a woman. So I'd love to know, what specific results have you created since you did the program? Clients, income, tell us.
Okay. So I have two different things that I kind of work with. I work one-on-one with my clients, and then I have my self-care membership. So within the time that I started the program, I brought in 2 new one-to-one clients, and I have now 7 additional people in my self-care membership, which is a recurring passive income stream. So it pushed me into like, so, you know, I mean, it's an additional $700 a month that I'm making passively that's coming in on its own. So to be honest, I left the United States because I was like, I can't afford to live here right now on what I'm making. I didn't want a second job. So I came to a third world country where I could live a little less expensively. And now just with what I'm making online with my online business, I don't have to supplement my income.
Wow, amazing. That's huge. I love it. So you've got everything covered, you've got your expenses covered, you've got that passive reoccurring income now.
And it's growing.
And it's growing. Yeah, you know how to create clients now. So we'll just continue topping that up, right? I'd love to know a bit more about the one-to-one clients, because this was something, and I'm not sure if I'm remembering exactly correctly, but I know you wanted to sell packages, and I know you had been selling single sessions and things. So you did bring on a couple of higher end clients. You know, were they into packages? And do you mind sharing how much you sold those for?
Sure. So some people are not appropriate for just a DIY online program with what I do, because they've been, you know, they're older, whatever it is. And so the ladies that I work with are in their 70s. So like managing the whole online world was difficult for them, but easy. Like we got it figured out. So I brought people in for 3 months of coaching with me, which includes like teaching them how to work on themselves with foam rollers and balls, and then working through exercises. Their results were amazing. So these women were so happy. These are women who have been to the surgeons, got the injections, done all the things, been to physical therapy, and have not seen results. So I was like their last ditch effort, and they're seeing amazing results. So my coaching program, I was charging $1,800 for the 3 months session with me.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. And it's so cool that you went from like no clients to 2 high-end clients and the passive reoccurring income. I love it. Okay. Now, When you were, I mean, you said it was a pretty easy yes for you to join the program, but did you have any doubts? Did you feel afraid to spend the money? I know you'd invested before, so just speak about that a little bit.
Yeah, I did. I felt leery. I felt leery of putting my energy into another coach because this was like, it was like what I'm living on for my savings in a third world country, you know what I mean? And not knowing if I was going to see the return on that investment. And so you have to know that like taking on those two high-end clients covered my investment that I made into the program. So I had already made my money back even within the 3 months. But I was definitely hesitant because of my experiences with coaching that were just less than ideal. And I don't want to say something bad about somebody else's coaching program. I'm sure it's like great for other people, but it just was not what I needed. I was not getting the personal attention that I wanted. And so I was a little hesitant to go into another coaching program, but I don't know, like sometimes you just know like that. Like it sounds so cliche to say woman's intuition, but like, but like
Great.
everything
Yeah.
in me was like, well, you need help. You know what I mean? Like you need help and you like this lady. And I was watching the Do Business Like a Woman show and I love your accent. And so,
I think it's my accent actually sells all my clients, not me, right?
but it was just a really warm and welcoming environment. I didn't feel pressured and I felt like it was different. I felt like it was different and it was geared towards client creation and not just like, oh, just keep on posting, like whatever that was. So I definitely did get something out of the previous coaching experience. And then, after having everybody in my DMs all the time, like literally, hi, let me sell you something. And I'm like, oh, I don't. And then I was like, I don't want to do that to people. So it was easy for me to say yes. I mean, coming up with the money, I was like, it was hard for me to part with. But at the same time, I knew it was an investment into my business and that it was going to help me in the long run. And it has.
Yeah. And now you have those skills. You can keep repeating, and building. I love it. So, what would you say is different about Fierce Feminine and Free? You've touched on some bits, but what's different about the program?
So, so I like the way your approach. I like the start with one thing, one platform, one message, scaling it down, right? To really hone in what you're doing, thinking about thinking about who you really want to work with, embracing that feminine energy, how you want to be showing up, you know what I mean? And like really like diving in to this one little thing. And then once you get it, then you can expand. Like I was told to be on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, all the platforms. Do you know that you can spend your whole life on all of the platforms and never get anything done?
Life and never have any clients or money. Yeah, I know.
And then like how much of your time is like creating TikTok videos and like reels for Instagram and like all of the things. I mean this really nicely when I say this, but like my business is professional and not kitschy. So like I don't want to be on doing reels like and whatever anybody wants to do, you know what I mean? But I mean I love that, but like I didn't want to spend my time just creating these little videos that nobody was seeing.
Absolutely.
Nobody was seeing
Amazing.
it.
Amazing. Well, I think we've covered a lot. Do you have anything you would like to say to anyone who's considering joining Fierce Feminine and Free, but maybe they've invested in some coaching before, they're a bit leery like you were to invest the money, maybe they're worried about having time. What would you say to them?
I would say that Fierce Feminine and Free really changed my life in so many ways. Because I feel like I am free now. Like I am living 100% off of what I am making from my online business that 1 year ago was nothing. It was nothing. You know what I mean? It was like I wasn't doing anything. So
Wow.
it literally changed my life.
Oh my God.
It improved my business. It gave me skills, and that's something nobody can take that away from me. I'm creating something that nobody can ever take away from me, that is a lifetime legacy, that is something I can leave for my son, like eventually one day, or whatever it is. It's providing me, and I see it. I see the freedom, the literal, like the freedom that this is providing me as a businesswoman in the online world. And I couldn't be more grateful. Really, I think it's the best thing I've ever done for myself.
Oh my God, that is huge. I'm so like literally, wow, I'm floored. I mean, I knew you had a good experience in the program, but this is amazing. I'm so pleased for you. And look, the truth is you showed up and did the work, right? It's not
Totally.
Fierce, Feminine and Free. It's not a magic bullet. It's because here's the strategy. You showed up, you did it. We supported you around your mindset. You did the work, you did the energy work, all of it. And you showed up, you did it. And that's why you got the result. So go you.
Absolutely. And I mean, like, I'm a person that has 2 medical degrees. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm a smart, intelligent, and in school, they do not teach you how to market they don't teach you how to have a business. They teach you how to work for somebody else
Yeah.
and like never get anywhere. And so it's funny because coming into something is like, I'm smart, I'm a I have a da, 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 but like I did not know what I was doing. And now I have a very clear plan. Every day I know exactly what I'm doing. I have a way to track. I'm making connections. And more importantly, I am helping people improve their lives.
Yes, you are
Which is
living
incredible.
your mission now and you're able to do your work and be compensated. And I love it. This is such an amazing story. I'm so grateful for you, Samantha, and pleased for you and excited. So it sounds like you have a really big vision for the future too. Where can people come and join your community and learn more about you?
Oh, so I have a Facebook group. It's a free Facebook group that you can join and get great tips. It's the Not Now Therapeutics community, where I offer non-invasive and holistic strategies for pain relief. And then if you really wanted to check out my website, it's www.notwithak.nowtherapeutics.com.
Amazing. Go get in Samantha's Facebook group. Honestly, this lady, the things she does to do with pain. I mean, you even sometimes, I don't know if you still do, but you were talking about headaches and things like that and muscle tension, so much value. So definitely go check her out if you have any kind of pain, muscle pain, headaches, tension, any of that. She is your lady. Get in her community. And I'm so excited for you, Samantha. I'm excited to see what's next for you and where you go from here. Thank you for sharing your story.
Oh, thanks for being here, Julian. Thank you so much for inviting me into your program. I really think it changed my life.
Amazing.